What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with a full review for you of the newest tablet on the block. This is RIM's BlackBerry Playbook. Let's go ahead and see if it deserves a place in your bag. The BlackBerry Playbook was the darling of CES 2011. It was actually one of my favorite devices that I got a chance to see. But from pre-production to production, a lot has changed and there's some new things here that we didn't see before. So let's go ahead and dig in. This review is going to be done a little bit differently than past video reviews. I'm going to break it into two separate categories. Things I love about the device and things that I don't love about the device. I'm not going to say hate because that's a strong word. Let's just say not love. So the first thing about that I really like about the device is the screen. Its 7-inch 1024 by 600 resolution display is absolutely beautiful. You get great visibility from all angles, whether you're at the top or the bottom or the side. Images look absolutely beautiful on here. Open up pictures, it's probably not going to translate on camera, but take my word for it. Text and pictures and video really do pop. Everything looks absolutely gorgeous. You can see an image of a picture here. The text, for example, on a website looks absolutely great. If you're reading a book through the built-in Kobo bookstore, you will have no problem reading it. There isn't any pixelation. You don't get any sort of jagged little dots that look like they're floating about in text. It really is very, very, very clear. The screen on here is absolutely excellent. One of the best of the tablets that I've tested. The next thing that I really love about the Playbook is the OS itself. I like the gestures. I like that I can scroll and swipe and swipe. The multitasking here is probably the best implementation of multitasking I've ever seen. Let me give you a quick example. I'm going to go ahead and open up a video. This is a 1080p video. We'll go ahead and hit play. Let's say I'm watching it and I want to see the first few seconds and I forget I got to check Techno Buffalo to see what's new. I can use the gesture area, which is another thing that I really enjoy about it. Go ahead and swipe up. That video is still going to be playing. I can move on over. This is very similar to Palm's WebOS offering. I can open up Techno Buffalo. I can read what I want to do. I can swipe back up. I can head back on over to the video, which is still playing, and I can resume it right where I was. One of the things I find really fun and I really liked about WebOS is actually the ability to close applications just by swiping them up. Now you can hit that little X there if you want, but that's not nearly as fun. The menu system is very intuitive. You can pull up to get a new menu system. It's powered by QNX. You can see all your applications, all the favorites. Go ahead and push that right back down. If you want to get some more information from a menu, you can actually swipe down and you can get all that information right there as well. Let's go ahead and put that back up. The tabs and the interface really do make this a fantastic operating system, and we're probably looking at the future of BlackBerries right here. So the OS is a huge positive. And as you see me go ahead and move through this, you're probably noticing that it's moving very quickly. Speed is one of the other things that I love about the Playbook. This thing is very, very, very fast. It's dual-core TI built processor, clocking in at 1 gigahertz on each core, augmented by 1 gigabyte of RAM. Really make this a fast tablet. For opening up any applications or anything you want to do, it does open very quickly. If I wanted to open up the music application, for example, things open and boot with a relative ease. And you can have a lot of applications open and still have that speed, which is quite impressive considering this is a true implementation of multitasking. I love swiping things off like that. So the next thing that I really enjoy, and we'll jump back here to the browser, is the browser itself. It works really well. It's quick. The physics engine is very nice. I don't get any of that sort of checkerboard pattern when you scroll. It keeps up with what I want to do. Pinch to zoom is very fast. There is full Flash support. I don't personally use Flash very much on browsers, but I do like to have the option. It's all about consumer choice. So you can choose to turn Flash off, but even with Flash on, pages load very well and Flash content really does work. I've got some Flash content here on Techno Buffalo. I really do like the browser. So if you were worried about from previous BlackBerry browsers, whether you're on OS 5 or OS 6, the browsers have not been outstanding on previous BlackBerry devices. This definitely sets a new standard for browsers. I really do enjoy this. Go ahead and click the tab. We'll go ahead and close out the browser. The next thing that I really like, and this is quite surprising again from a BlackBerry device, is the cameras. the 3 megapixel shooter on the front and the 5 megapixel shooter on the back, which also shoots full HD 1080p video, is really nice. And aside from shooting very nice quality images and video, the location is also really good, right in the middle. Your fingers aren't going to cover it when you're holding the device, which is very nice. If you're looking for something that you can use to shoot pretty decent pictures and pretty impressive video, the Playbook's going to work out well for you. I do wish there was a LED flash, at least have that option, but that is not a giant omission. One other feature which isn't really being mentioned all that much about the BlackBerry Playbook is how it gets charged. And it gets charged via micro USB down there, which is something else that I really like. I don't have a mini or micro HDMI out cable, so I'm not able to test that functionality, but supposedly that also works very well. So those are the things that I love about the BlackBerry Playbook, but there are an equal amount of things that I don't love about the BlackBerry Playbook, and I'm sure you can guess what some of them are. Let's go ahead and jump into the app world here. App support is one of those things that just isn't quite here yet. You can access some older BlackBerry applications that aren't necessarily optimized for the tablet interface. They do work, but there aren't that many. Now, this is a gripe that's true with most tablets that are running a new operating system. Developers haven't had access to developer kits and different APIs for quite a bit of time, so there's not going to be an overpopulation. I think that's something I'll have to get rectified as the platform and the device matures. And also we're going to have support for Android applications coming soon, which is going to dramatically increase the number of applications that are available. So while it's a gripe right now at launch, I think that will get rectified in the coming months and probably years as the operating system and the Playbook and whatever comes out next, Playbook 2 probably, continues to mature. The next thing, this is probably the biggest gripe, is the lack of missing core functionality. And of course I am talking about a mail application and a calendar application. There are some bundled, really just web shortcuts here for Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, and AOL. And I'll just take you to the web portals for each. This is something that really doesn't help the rumor that perhaps the Playbook was rushed to market. Now there is bridge functionality. If you have a BlackBerry, you can pair them up. You can't do it quite yet with AT&T, but the other carriers, you can access the mail functionality and calendar functionality and the data connection. But if you don't use a BlackBerry, you are going to be losing out on those really necessary features. You can see I clicked the Gmail application and it just took me to the website. And that is a tremendous omission. And that's almost an unforgivable omission. Now certainly that is something that's going to be rectified very soon, but most people who use a tablet, especially me, I need to be able to check my mail. I need to be able to hook up to my calendar. If this is a 7-inch size, so it's very portable, you're going to want to put it in your pocket, and because it's so portable, chances are you're going to want to input all of your data on it. Not having that option, not sort of having that choice to whether or not you want to use the mail or calendar functionality, I find quite annoying and a huge omission. Now again, it's something that will be rectified very soon and will no longer need to be a gripe. And since this is a BlackBerry device, I'm assuming that the mail application that they put on here will be outstanding. So let's go ahead and move on. The next thing that I'm not the biggest fan of on the Playbook is its on-screen keyboard. So I'm going to use the built-in Word application. This does ship with Microsoft Office functionality. There's sort of a Word to go, PowerPoint to go, and spreadsheets to go under different names. And this probably comes to a gripe from the size of the screen. The 7 inches just doesn't lend itself to much room for typing. It's too small to do typing as you would on a normal full-size keyboard like you can on a device with a 9 or a 10-inch screen. And it's almost too big to do very quick thumb typing comfortably. If you do flip it over, out of landscape mode into portrait, you can't thumb type here. It feels very smartphone-esque. So the keyboard, if you're looking to put in a lot of information, the on-screen keyboard is not going to be the quickest way to do it. One thing, however, jumping back about things I do like, the cut, copy, and paste functionality is quite good on here. I'm going to go ahead and input some text. Oops, we'll get out of the selection item. Alright, cancel that. There we go. So I go ahead and type something. The cut, copy, and paste, it's not as elegant as some other operating systems, but it does work very well. I go ahead and select. You can move that, and you hit cut, copy, and paste, and it works really well. So RIM did a very nice job with that. The next gripe thing that I don't necessarily love about the Playbook sort of ties into that keyboard. and that is the screen size. Now this is definitely a personal preference thing. For some, the 7-inch screen might be absolutely perfect and the absolute ideal size. For me, I prefer a little bit of a larger screen, a 9.7 or a 10.1 inch screen. So I recognize that this might be unique to me. The Playbook, if it was larger, I feel like I could probably use it on an everyday basis once there was that mail and calendar support. Because it's a little bit smaller, I'm going to have a hard time reading a lot of books. I don't have the best eyesight in the world. So I would have really liked a larger screen real estate. Although I assume that'll probably come with updates to the hardware down the road. The next gripe, and this is a huge gripe with the device, is the power and lock button. It is that tiny little guy right there that you have to, if you've got big paws, you're going to have a hard time pushing. You got to make sure you hit it. And you're going to need that to lock and unlock the device. Now the device is locked right now, and ordinarily you'd have to find that power button to unlock it, which I think was right there. There's another way to unlock the device. It's not really being talked about that much. If you use the gesture area and you swipe to the right, that will unlock it. So that mitigates some concerns. I prefer to hit a hardware button, just what I'm used to for locking devices. And this one is very, very, very small. You can definitely get used to doing the sort of swipe to unlock type mechanism here, which does make it a bit easier, but something to keep in mind, especially if you've got giant fingers. So this has been a full review of the RIM BlackBerry Playbook. There's a lot to love about the Playbook. I'm very encouraged by the future of the operating system and the future of the hardware. It looks like RIM has really put together a potential competitor for the tablet crown, but it's not there yet. The lack of core functionality, mail and calendar, the lack of app support just doesn't make it the most ideal tablet right now. However, once we have Android support and we've got that mail and calendar, this really might be one of the better tablets out there. The operating system is buttery smooth, it works well, it handles multitasking better than any other mobile operating system I've used. It's got a beautiful screen, a fantastic browser, and really does bring a lot to the table. So if you are looking to get a RIM BlackBerry Playbook and you can live within those limitations for right now, knowing that in the next few months they will get fixed, go ahead, pick one up, and don't have any reservations or trepidations. If you need some of those features that are missing and you want to see how the whole tablet market plays out, especially with all these new Android tablets about to hit, you may be better served waiting. So I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. For all your BlackBerry Playbook and tablet coverage, be sure to check out the website, and I will see you in the next video. All them links are down below.